Welcome to STATA Fundamentals, documented by Lawrence Luke, founder and CEO of 360 Research Solutions. This video covers the STATA graphical user interface and its components, getting started, variables and do files, community commands, handling missing values, creating datasets, and managing codebooks.
The STATA graphical user interface, or GUI, includes the results window, command line, command history, current working directory, variable list, details, and toolbar.
The results window shows entered commands and calculated output. The command line is for entering commands, and the command history tracks all commands entered manually or automatically. The variable list shows all variables in the currently open dataset. Details displays information about a selected variable, and the toolbar provides access to needed commands and tools.
To change the working directory, use the cd command followed by the path in quotation marks if the folder name has spaces. To open a file, type use followed by the file name.
If your dataset is not a stata.dta file, you can import formats like Excel, SAS, or CSV through file import. Note that direct import of SPSS.sav files is not quickly available. To enter data manually, you can enter the Edit command or click the Data Editor Edit button. This image shows the STATA Data Editor, where you can manually input and view your dataset. To use pre-installed data manually, go to File Example Datasets, then Example Datasets installed with STATA, and click Use. Using syntax, you can type sysuse auto to load the auto dataset. Community Contributed Software, or CCS, are user-written programs, informally called ADOS. Search for new CCS by clicking Help >SJ and User-Written Programs. To install, type SSC install, followed by the program name, like PS Match 2.
To open a do file manually, click Window >do file editor new do file editor. Using syntax, type do file it. Do files have the suffix .do.
Most do files in STATA start with commands such as clear all to clear memory, version 15 feet to specify your version, capture log close, and set more off to prevent halting. Clear all removes datasets and stored variables, providing a fresh start. Specifying the quote version is important for archiving and ensuring command syntax compatibility. Capture log close checks and closes any active log file. Set more off is useful for running long do files without interruption, especially important if not using version 15 or newer. To add a single line comment after a command, use 2 slashes, // Any character following them will be ignored. For comments that span multiple lines, use !* comment */. To get to know your data, use describe for an overview or list to inspect specific cases. You can use if conditions, such as list if age less than 40 and south == 1 and union == 1 to filter results. The listing command shows a specified range of observations, like quote list in 1/10. Pressing Q stops STATA output. You can combine in and if in the same command for more specific listings. The rename command is used to manipulate a variable's name. For example, rename Luke brother changes the variable name from Luke to brother. The quote label variable command changes the descriptive label of a variable. For example, label variable brother NRM graduate assigns the label to the variable brother. Binary variables, like gender or marital status, have only 2 possible values, typically 0 and 1. Value labels help recall what each number stands for. Use tabulate to get information about a variable. In the example, 655 persons are coded with 1. To label these values meaningfully, you need a 2-step process in STATA. The goal is to label these values so that the meaning of 0 and 1 is clear in the data output. The 2 steps for labeling binary variables are, first, create a value label, and second, tell STATA to use that label for the desired variable. This can be done manually through Data Utilities Label Utilities. To label binary values using commands, define the label with label define yes, no, 1, yes, 0, no. Then apply it to the variable. For example, label values C_city yes, no. Categorical variables should have value labels, unless the variable has an inherent metric, such as age or income. Variables with inherent metrics are typically continuous or directly measurable. In cross-sectional data, where all entries are from the same point in time, every person should have a unique identifier. Test for uniqueness by clicking Data Utilities Check for unique identifiers, or using the command ISIDID code. If no unique ID exists, but you are sure there are no duplicates, you can create one using, quote, generate ID equals _n. The system variable _n assigns a unique number to each observation. Missing data is common in empirical research. You must explicitly tell STATA which numerical value to interpret as a missing value to avoid problems in your analysis. The creation of variables is central to data preparation. For example, if you have a participant's age in 2005, you can calculate their birth year by subtracting age from 2005. The syntax command to generate a new variable is generate ybirth equals 2005 age. Alternatively, use the menu path, data create or change data, create new variable, then label the variable. Control your results by typing tabulate ybirth. You can also use the menu path, statistics summaries, tables and tests, greater than tables one-way tables. The quote generate command creates new variables based on expressions. STATA special functions ease new variable generation. InRange gives cases within a certain range. For example, count if InRange, wage, 2025, counts individuals with wages between 20 and 25, inclusive. The AutoCode function explicitly states the size of each category in a recode transformation. For example, generate tenure _cat equals AutoCode, tenure 5027, creates 5 equal-sized categories for tenure between 0 and 27. This slide displays the AutoCode function, a tool for efficient data categorization. In the AutoCode command, tenure is the variable to recode, 5 is the number of categories, and 0 and 27 are the smallest and largest values, respectively. You can find more functions in the data menu. Data entry and verification are essential for accurate data. STATA requires data in a grid format, like a table, where each row is an observation and each column is a variable. While item and variable are sometimes used interchangeably, an item refers to one question, and a variable can be the score on one or a composite score based on several items. Columns in a dataset correspond to variables. This is an example of a questionnaire, which serves as the source for creating a dataset in STATA. The questionnaire contains the raw data points that will be entered and structured into variables in the STATA dataset. When developing a coding system, you need a short variable name for each item. Assign a number to enter for each possible response. Variable names can include letters, numerals, and the underscore, up to 32 characters, but no blank spaces. For example, mother age will be interpreted as 2 separate variables. A codebook translates the numeric codes in your dataset back into the questions and response choices, which is essential for data analysis. Add an ID variable to identify each respondent. In simple cases, you number questionnaires sequentially. For a sample of 5,000 people, you would number them from 1 to 5,000. Our next video will cover how to convert questionnaire answers into a dataset. Thank you for watching.